If you are a Blender user, you probably came across the sculpting editor at least once. It is a very popular method for creating detailed 3D models, mostly entities, organic structures, or natural elements. But here's the catch. If you never tried sculpting before, or you just barely touched it, chances are you suck, which might be kind of frustrating because sculpting is a very powerful tool that can help you to create insanely realistic 3D models. But like everything else, you need to master this tool in order to get familiar with all the brushes, features, workflow, settings, and other stuff that takes a lot of your time to master, especially if you're a beginner. And that's why I created G-Sculpt, which I would like to introduce you in this video. G-Sculpt is an asset pack for Blender, specially designed to enhance the default sculpting tools that Blender comes with. This pack contains 434 most popular brushes, divided into 20 categories. You will get almost 2 GB of brush textures like rock, feathers, skin, wrinkles, cracks, droplets, bricks, fingerprints, foil ornaments, tire marks, and much more. For example, if you would like to make a tree trunk, even the bark would take you some time to make with the default Blender sculpting tools. But with G-Sculpt, you can choose from many brushes and just paint the texture directly on the surface, meaning you just saved 1 hour of work. Now let's talk about the brush textures themselves. All textures are in TIFF format with 16 or even 32-bit color depth, meaning the surface will remain smooth without any noticeable transitions. The resolution of these textures also ranges from 1K to 4K, ensuring sharp and rich details every time. For better visual recognition and organization, each brush has its own thumbnail, so the user knows how the brush will look on the mesh before he actually uses it, which speeds up the workflow. As I mentioned before, you can use the search bar if you are looking for a specific brush or category. Now, after selecting the brush you want, you can start sculpting. Just click and drag the brush from the center to make the texture bigger. This is how all brushes are set up by default, because this is how most people use these brushes. But if you would prefer to change that, you can choose from different options from these two menus. The recommended strength for most brushes is from 0.1 to 0.4, and while you can go above or below this range, I don't really recommend it, because it can lead to mesh distortion. Now let's take a look at how to install this pack. If you open the zip file, besides the blend file, you will also see the instructions on how to install the brushes, but just in case I will show you anyways. Open any Blender project. Ideally use Blender version 4.0 and higher. Now to install the brushes, go to File and click on Append. Now you will find G-Sculpt Collection Blender file. Then double click to open the file, open the brush folder, select all brushes with shortcut Ctrl A and click Append. Now all brushes are now part of this Blender file, but if you want to have them available by default without importing again every time you start a new project, go back to File, Defaults and click on Save Startup File. Now whenever you open a new Blender file, all the brushes will be available automatically. Now let me show you some 3D models I created using the G-Sculpt brush pack. As you can see, the process didn't take much time thanks to the brushes that simplified most of the work. If you're interested in getting this pack, it's available on my Gumroad. You can get there by clicking on the first link in the description or just clicking on this pop-out window that just appeared in the corner. The price for this pack is almost a steal, and if that's not enough, it is now on 50% discount till October 10th. So if you are someone who just wants to make the sculpting easier, or you are a professional sculptor, you should definitely give it a shot, because for this price you can literally save days of sculpting in the long run. But if you are still unsure about the quality of this pack, I have a light version that is completely free, so you can try it before purchasing the full version. It contains 20 brushes, one from each category, so you can make your own opinion first. Well, that's all from my side, and if you enjoyed this video and maybe want to see similar content like this, give the thumbs up and subscribe, because I am already working on another and even better pack, which will definitely help you to get realistic renders. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.